It's like the Bidens.
Oh, I didn't
Trying to
hear
hide all their money. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Let me find this child.
And those emojis honestly should be illegal. I've been emailing Apple every single day to remove the meat emojis from the iPhones, and they're not doing it. I don't know why they're not doing it. I've been emailing them every single day to stop putting the meat emojis in the phones. Like, it should be illegal. It's offensive to me, and it's triggering to people like me who are...
No! So, don't trigger. I'm so triggered. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 7, everybody.
Episode 7.
Oh my God, dude.
Let's go, baby. We're starting hot today, apparently. I try to keep my mouth shut. I try to let people be people, but nope. I'm done with it.
That's crazy.
Over it.
People like that haven't lived in, like, an adult life
No,
yet.
he's like 18. He's 17. Right. It's like, what do you know about the world? So his life is so good that his biggest concern is his offense to the meat emoji on a cell phone.
Where did parents go wrong? Where they taught their kids that their emotions have more power over their life than anything. That's what that is. That's an emotional response. That word trigger. I hate that word triggered because it's thrown around so lightly. Like that.
Yes.
I see the meat emoji, and this guy cries at the fact that it's on a phone. We need to move on with your rant, Lane.
Sorry, last night I lost sleep over that, man. Well, here, I'll read it today. Triggered! All right. Episode 7. Here's the question. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Would you rather find $100 floating in a public toilet or $5 in your pocket? That's a good question. Let's hear it.
I'm really particular about bathrooms. I'm very picky about bathrooms.
Even as a construction worker?
Yes.
Because sometimes we don't have a choice.
To the emergency room and go septic.
You know that
internally.
You know that'll kill you, right?
And turn jaundice and all that. I wouldn't. Even at my own house, like it's got to be. I just don't like. I didn't like talking about toilets. Like I see videos of people like doing something funny around like in a bathroom, and they grab a toilet and they just grab the seat like a monster, and they pick it up. I'm like, do you know what you just touched?
Yeah, those people need to be put into a different place.
Yeah, like on an island somewhere.
I do agree with that.
Create camps and put all the toilet grabbers in those camps. Don't live around me.
Damn,
so
dude.
I wouldn't touch $100.
No?
Nope.
You're tripping.
If I find $2 in my truck on the floor, I'm like stoked about it.
$2. What are you gonna buy with $2 in California? Okay, my turn.
I don't know. Exactly. I don't know. But I would not touch $100.
I would put on a snorkel and dive into that toilet.
You would.
Yeah. I don't care. Dude, I'll go anywhere, bro. I don't have no toilet phobias, none of that.
Well, growing up, you were not the...
No.
You were terrible.
But I'm a big boy now. Hey, I eat tomatoes now.
No way.
Yeah. I still don't eat mushrooms, though. Hey.
There's too many germs,
You won't, then you're going to be broke for the rest of your life. If you can't dive for 100, how are you going to make money the rest of your life? Oh, man. Episode 7. Here we go.
I was going to start with your shirt. I like your shirt, but
you like
we
that?
can talk about the border, too.
Like that? I made it.
Ooh, I got something that's probably going to get
I made the purchase.
make your blood boil a little bit.
Go for it.
So, okay. So, do you know, this is going to refer to your girlfriend, AOC. AOC and Mike Gates, I think it's Gates or Getz, they're working together on a piece of legislation that would make it so congressmen are not allowed to trade in the stock market.
Oh,
yeah. I've always been an advocate for that because I think that would be huge. People like Pelosi who've built their fortune on trading stocks, and if you look, you can follow their stock trading because it's public knowledge. You can look it up. The amount of money that woman has made and her husband have made off of stocks that have to do with things that she directly had control over.
Insider trading?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that she's not the only one. A lot of them do it. And that should be a hell no.
It should be. Absolutely.
Because that's
you have a leg up on the game.
Yeah, that's why they don't let referees bet on the games.
Yeah, because they can change the outcome.
Because they can change the outcome.
Right.
Perfect example. Remember Elon Musk, it was like 2 years ago? He came out and said he like pumped up Dogecoin for a second.
Yes.
And then Dogecoin blew up overnight because of one person's actions.
Yeah, and then
right?
it tanked.
And then it tanked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I tanked
Says
with
the
it.
guy.
Yeah, I tanked with it. Hey, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
I'm
It'll
waiting
come
for
up
it,
and,
dude.
hey, give it time, man.
Yeah. None of this will matter when I'm a famous singer.
Yeah.
You know, it's coming, baby.
I thought it was interesting because Mike Gates, or Gatz, he's a Republican congressman, and AOC is way, way, way over on the left.
Yeah.
But there's the one issue they were able to come together on, and you know what? That's the only thing I was kind of like, hey, atta girl.
I'm cool for people doing the right thing. That's cool.
Well,
Left or right.
I was gonna shrill over that for a second. I don't think she's smart enough to trade in the stock market, so that's why.
That's why she got gats with her.
If I can't beat them, I'm just gonna make them do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I just thought you would like that.
I was just gonna say, I've been following the border.
Yeah, that's
I've been seeing what's coming up with that.
That's real time. Tomorrow's the
day.
Or tomorrow night.
They're going to remove, I think, is it Title 42?
It is.
Title 42, which basically gives the Border Patrol agents and governing bodies.
Homeland Security,
it's
ICE. Right.
So it basically gives them the power to do their jobs correctly.
Yeah, that's in a nutshell. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And guess what? The left wants to take it away. And
Well,
it's
they already
happening
did
tomorrow.
take it away.
Yeah, it's happening tomorrow.
They know this was going to happen for 2 years.
They've been planning on it.
And like even Biden, so they asked him, is the U.S. ready for this huge surge of migrants that's going to be hitting the border when this goes out of effect, Title 42? And his response was, we're doing all we can. The answer is, it remains to be seen.
So they have no clue.
And then he says it's going to be chaotic for a while.
The United States ready for the surge of people that's going to come across the border starting later this week?
We're doing all we can. The answer is it remains to be seen. It's going to be chaotic for a while.
That's the leader of the free world telling us it remains to be seen and it's going to be chaotic for a while.
Well, that explains why KJP can't freaking answer a question.
Right?
She just, she gets all her answers from Joe Biden.
From the big guy, as they call him on all his financial records.
El Jefe.
The big guy.
Yeah. But that's crazy.
Ooh, he jumping right into his financials. Not only is he screwing up all the border stuff, you see all the trouble he's about to get into, or his entire family over all his financials.
I haven't seen a lot of it.
The House Republicans have been digging into his financials, and it's turning out that, not to be on a sidebar from the whole border thing, because that's huge right now.
Yes.
But this is in my brain. I need to get it out because it's going to drive me nuts. There's been $10 million that the Biden family has received.
From who?
Exactly. That's the problem. Almost all the money has came from some type of foreign entity, including China.
Ooh.
Yeah. And the way they've been bringing it into themselves, they've created over 20 LLCs, and the money gets deposited here, and then it's a shell game. It goes here.
Oh, yeah.
They're
cleaning it.
Right.
They're processing it.
And then it shows up in people's bank accounts. It's Biden himself. It's his brother. It's his son. It's his son's ex-wife. I say son is his son Hunter. It's his ex-wife. It's his wife. One of the grandkids got a deposit from some Chinese national. Yeah.
How old is the grandkid? 5?
I don't know, but it's a mess on their side.
Crazy.
And you know what? I hope they keep pushing on that, because that is a really, really big issue. If they let that go and nothing happens from that, so right now there's nothing illegal about it. It's really shady because normal business doesn't run like that.
Right.
You don't have $10 million and produce nothing.
No,
Like, you would
absolutely
think-
not.
You would think out of 20 companies or more, one of them produce some money, right?
You know what's going to suck is they're going to get through all that nonsense, and I feel like it doesn't matter what he does because people at that level don't get prosecuted.
Well, I don't know. There's guys like, you know what Byron Donalds is?
No.
He represents Florida's 19th district.
Okay.
Byron Donalds is a big advocate of going after Biden for this right now.
Nice.
Because he's got experience in the financial world.
Okay.
And he talks about, like, there's no good reason you would have 20 different companies that produce nothing and you would have all this. This is a huge red flag. If you or I did this, we'd go to prison.
Yeah.
The IRS would be all over it. And back in 2018, if you do your homework and you go back and look at the second presidential debate where he debated against Trump,
Okay.
they bring up the question of, has your son ever taken money from China?
Okay.
In a nutshell. That's not word for word.
I do remember that.
And he's like, no, he's never ever done that. Well, these documents prove that was all lie.
Yeah, as his son was sitting in a bed doing
Covered in coke.
covered in coke and all strung out.
Yeah.
Looking like me on Sunday.
With a bunch
after
of hookers.
hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, he's a great guy.
Yeah, there's a bunch of not so great things coming out of their financials right now.
Well, we'll see what happens. I hope they get buried.
Well, I hope Byron Donalds keeps pressure on it. It's going to set a really bad precedent if they get away with it.
Oh, of course it is.
And like I said, nothing's been proven that it's illegal right now, but all the flags are there. If it was anybody else, the IRS and the DOJ and the FBI and who knows who else would be all over the situation.
You'd be done. You'd be in prison forever.
Right.
Yeah.
How many average people with an income of $100,000 a year get audited because they claimed like one receipt they shouldn't have?
Yeah, and that sucks.
I'm not going to keep lecturing on that one because
it was in your thought.
but that's who we have running the country.
Yeah. Well, case in point, what's happening with the border?
Yeah.
Look at that.
When you have the leader of the free world saying, it is what it is. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And it's going to be kind of chaotic for a while.
Unfortunately, 700,000 people are going to cross that bridge on Thursday. So we'll see what happens.
And then like KJP, every time you watch an interview with her, it's like, well, the Republicans started this. It's their fault. They won't pass any legislation.
No, there was legislation. It was
Like,
Title 42 that kept everything in place.
Well, that's been around for a long time too.
Since the
No.
40
That's
something.
a good question.
It's like 40 something. I could
It
be
is.
wrong.
It is. It's an
like
old
40
piece of
something.
legislation.
Right. But it was used heavily when COVID hit.
44.
See? Daddy did his homework.
It's a public health act.
Yeah. You want Daddy to take
But
the show over?
it's yeah. But it's given the Border Patrol the power to continue to enforce laws.
Yeah.
Now that it's gone, and our government knew about it the last couple of years and knew it was going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
And my opinion, they intentionally did nothing to stop it because what comes from mass immigration? So there's a large number of people who immigrate to the United States, especially when they do it illegally.
Right.
They tend to vote Democrat.
It's very obvious that they just want bodies for votes.
It's going to ravage all these border states.
Right there.
Well, the National Guard got deployed out in Texas as of today.
And there's KJP, man. What's that guy's name that always hits her with the good questions?
Oh, Ducey?
Ducey.
Peter
yeah.
Ducey?
Good old Ducey.
Yeah.
He asked her, what's up with the 1,500? Was it him? Yeah.
Oh,
I think it was
yeah,
him.
yeah.
And then she's like, oh, we're just
seen that.
preparing. And that's all she would say. We're just preparing. It's like, well, for what? What do you think's going to happen?
And she just moved on. The military that is there, they're not there to protect the border. They're there to assist in processing.
Oh, yeah.
They're not. So a lot of people don't know that. Don't get it wrong. Biden administration did not send 1,500 military people to the border to help protect it. They're doing it to help usher these people in. We're like the Border Patrol, they're now like fancy doormen at a hotel. We're just ushering these people in at this point.
What a great way to spend our money. What a great way.
Crazy.
And you know what sucks? There's a Bill HR2.
Oh, Bill HR2?
Bill HR2. So I think the Republicans are trying to make that, they're trying to get that passed, but it's probably not going to work.
Well, from what I know, the HR2 bill, it would prohibit like the Department of Homeland Security from doing the whole catch and release tactic. They would process you, and then if you're not deemed able to, or you don't meet the criteria of coming into the United States under a very strict criteria, you go back to where you came from.
Yes, and it also has verbiage in there that talks about if you have prior arrests, if you have DUIs, if you have anything that if you went to prison, then they can choose at the processing center. They can choose to just send you back.
Right.
Yeah. So
right now they can't do that. It's open.
They got to take.
They can literally walk up and say, "I need asylum."
What's going to happen, dude?
We're pretty far from Texas. Is the easiest point to get in at.
Right.
So to get all the way down to San Diego or like Tijuana is pretty. It's a
How do you pronounce that?
Tijuana.
Okay.
I put a hua
Yeah,
on it.
easy with your.
I tried to be
hwas,
cool
dude.
about it. You caught me.
I did.
You caught me.
I didn't want to let that
I
slide.
was trying not to be cool about it.
Like
but
your wife's Mexican, you can't do that.
Dang, do I throw me under the bus like that?
Hey, I'll back over you too.
I'm in California. I got to be able to say Tijuana
I know it wouldn't work on it.
or jalapenos.
Yeah, San Diego's not that big. Even if we had 100,000 people cross it here
Ooh,
at
that
the
would be bad.
San Ysidro border, like where are they all going?
Well, we've
And
already been spread thin.
the next question is, if there's a few 100,000 people that cross in the next few days, where are they going to ship them? I'll tell you where they're not going to ship them. Any of the high dollar places.
Not if DeSantis has anything to say with it.
Yeah.
He'll send it right to everybody's doorstep.
Dude, that was so savage.
Yeah, when he sent it to
so
Kamala
dope.
Harris.
Yeah, and then he sent it to, what was that really ritzy place? Not
Martha's
Mar-a-Lago.
Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
Did you
Hey,
see
leave
how
Martha
they-
out of it. I mean, she did her time.
She's a nice
okay?
lady. But they freaked out at Martha's. They were like, "Oh,
yeah.
we don't have the resources." It's like, but you're the assholes that voted for it.
Yeah, you and your
wanted
people.
this.
Yeah, you want this.
Yeah, here you
So,
go.
Yeah, on a silver platter. There you go.
Here's the other thing. I wonder how many people who voted for Biden who are Democrat and they thought they were like, "Oh, this is the way to go," and they're seeing what's happening right now with the border, and they're like, "Oh crap! Like,
Yeah.
what's this going to do
Oops.
to us?" Yeah. Oh no.
We didn't know he was going to do that.
Yeah,
No,
he
they're
didn't
pretty.
say that.
They're pretty upfront about it. So you know who Brandon Judd is?
No.
He is the council president for the Border Patrol.
Okay.
He's like the head guy.
Gotcha.
So he was talking to Fox News, and he was saying they're expecting up to 16,000 people a day after Thursday
Whoa.
for processing.
See
So
what's
is this like a for sure thing? Like this is happening?
It's happening. Yeah,
happening tomorrow.
unless at the 11th hour Biden grows a soul and says, you know what, we need to extend this, or we're gonna send armed military down there. What we should be doing, because this is an invasion. I've spoken to people I know that work in Border Patrol arenas.
Mm-hmm.
This is an invasion. It's not people coming in with their families. There are families coming through. There's little kids, but it's a very small amount. A lot of these people coming through are men, single men. They're not coming through with any accompanied people. And if they are, some of them aren't even with them. They're lying about them being with their family. And then once they get through, they're like, oh yeah, this isn't even my kid.
I think what a lot of people don't know too is it's not just Mexicans coming through. There's a handful of different races coming through. It's not.
Right.
It's not. Just Mexico.
No.
Yeah. People use.
There's
Our
people
ports of
from the
entry.
Middle East. There's a bunch of people from over
Yeah,
there.
dude.
It's not just,
a lot.
and that's what the huge danger is we don't know, once the floodgates open, we don't know who's coming in. We don't know what these people are capable of. They're right now, they're so overwhelmed already. They're going to start just releasing people into our population.
Yeah. There's a guy named John Martin. He's the director of the Opportunity Center for Homeless in El Paso, Texas. He made a handful of statements on MSNBC of how all of the shelters and all of the places that they can house people are already well over capacity. He's like, well, I don't know what we're going to do because we've never seen this level of crisis.
And
So-
it is a crisis. That's the perfect term. And the Democrats won't say that.
No.
Like, Karine Jean-Pierre, it's Jean, I think. I heard a lot of people say Jean. In one of her press conferences, came out and said that illegal crossings were down 90 to 95% or something like that. What a blatant,
Lie.
disgusting lie.
Yeah.
This is the proof. The proof's in the pudding. You can't deny it.
And I love chocolate pudding.
And I love pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Actually, I've never been a pudding guy.
No?
No.
But yeah, I did see that 90%. It's like you lying.
Yeah. What
not
a
even
terrible,
say the
what a
bad
stupid thing to say.
On,
Some of these people are getting cell phones on our dollar. So if you come through and you are on one of their watch lists or you have some kind of record, it puts you as a higher threat as you enter to the United States. And this is before Title 42 is even up. You would get processed, and they would do an extra screening on you and see what popped up in the system. Mm-hmm. And if you're a higher threat, they still release you, but they give you a phone so you can check in.
Oh, well, thank God for that.
Yeah.
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 I'm glad they're going to call and text. Like, hey,
Yeah, here's the text. Let's know we're going to be here.
they're going to take selfies at Denny's.
Yeah, like what good does that do? 10% of the people who are released in the United States who are not citizens, when they get their court dates, only like 10% actually show up for their court date.
I wouldn't.
It's
go
probably
back.
less than that.
Would you go back for your court date once you got in?
No, they make it so easy not to.
Right.
And they're not supposed to work, so the only way to get in is you're supposed to have a sponsor. So they show up and they say, I'm
that's
claiming
right.
asylum.
Sponsors.
They get sponsored to get in. So they say, oh yeah, I'm going to go live here. And they check, they verify the address and they go, cool. Here you go. Make sure you live with the sponsor. They're not supposed to work or anything because the sponsor is supposed to provide for them until they get their citizenship.
That's
and go
right.
through
I
the
forgot
system.
about the sponsor thing.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen either because there's no one that follows up with it.
I'm going to find myself a sponsor.
I need a sponsor, like a sugar mama.
I'm not that kind of sponsor.
It's fine.
I'm going to tell your wife what you said.
It's fine. So I'm sure she'll see it. Anyone looking?
Yeah. You got to do the glasses thing.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh,
These damn headphones are on.
Oh, man. Craziness.
Oh, but in the last 3 days, so this is before Title 24 is even lifted. They've had
42.
Or what is it? 24?
Title 24 is a electrical standard for lighting.
It is. Sorry, you're right. I was looking at that today too. Title 42.
Are you an
so
electrician?
even yeah,
Hey, are we twins?
Yeah.
within the last 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
they've set a record on the border. They've had like a little right around 10,000 arrests a day on people already starting to like siege the border. And it's not just families coming through. Everyone's like, well, they just got to help children. It's not just children and families coming through.
No, it's
A lot of these people are not nice people. What do you think the cartels are going to do with this information?
you know damn well, dude. They're already diving into.
I know, but
they're gonna capitalize on this so
it's
hard.
going to be open season for the cartels.
It is, and it's Joe Biden's fault.
The world's laughing at us. Like the Navy, they had that recruitment effort where they had the trans Navy guy
Oh,
reach out and say, hey, we're trying to be inclusive. Come and join the Navy SEALs and put on a dress.
Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That's crazy.
Yep.
So they're openly trying to recruit trans people.
Well, so
Right.
back in COVID,
Well, yeah,
they fired like 3,400 troops
yeah. It was all the
Because-
people that didn't want to
because
get
they wouldn't get the shot,
vaccinated.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
good on them.
So they had a goal of hiring in the last year, I think, or 2 years. It was like 1,300 plus officers, new officers in the Navy, and they only hit like 900.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so
see that.
so they thought, oh wow, we didn't get our hire quota. Why don't we just appease to this crowd and see if they want to come fight with us, right?
Isn't that whole crowd against war and
I don't
all
know.
that anyways?
I don't know, but the fact that you just fired 34, like over 3,000 people, and now you have a hiring crisis, and you can't get anyone else to work for you because they don't want to deal with all this woke.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the route you go. What is that? What's that putting out to the world?
That was specifically Navy recruiting.
It was.
Right? It was Navy recruiting. So that makes me wonder what's that going to do to morale of people that are currently enlisted?
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people like, no, I don't want to bunk with this person.
I'm not
or,
gonna deal with that.
I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to call them this, or
No.
I'm not going to appease to their nonsense.
No,
I'm
our
not gonna do
military
that.
should be full of animals.
Yeah, vicious animals.
Yeah, you have a military for a
Vicious.
very specific reason, and
Like
it's not,
tiger. But they should.
you don't have a military to be inclusive. I don't think the Marines would ever put out a commercial like that.
That makes me wonder, though, are they going to allow trans women to go into women's spaces,
Bathroom or something.
bathroom, locker rooms, sleeping areas? I don't know how they split that up, but I would assume there are women only spaces in the Navy or just in the military period.
Right.
So now they're going to have women being like, I don't want this guy in here.
Yeah, I don't want this 6'8" dude in a dress.
Yeah,
and
what's
and
going
camo
on?
fatigues.
Yeah.
Cruising into the bathroom with me.
Right.
It's just It's so embarrassing. It's so to see what's coming out of the White House, as far as what the leadership is saying and what their actions are doing. They're letting this happen at the border. There's no question about it.
Yeah. Yep.
He's the strongest person in the world, Joe Biden, right now. Unfortunately,
And he's opening
with
the
a
floodgates.
strike of a pen, he can fix the issue, but he won't do it because it won't appease to all his little puppet masters behind him.
I was going to say, he's the puppet, dude.
And did you hear that little
do.
story about, how do I say this nicely?
Don't say it nicely.
It was the fat trans guy
Which one?
who got caught in a locker room, I think.
Um,
He actually had to go to court because he was,
Trans woman is cleared of flashing her penis at Ohio YMCA after judge ruled she's too fat for her genitals to be visible.
yes,
about that story?
that one. Yeah.
You think in the courtroom, the judge was like, hey, take your pants off real quick.
Yeah. Let me see it.
I want to see if we can see it. You can see the picture. Yeah,
Think about that.
You can definitely not see that person's genitals.
I saw that. I thought it was something fake. Like you see like those like fake news articles and you're like, oh, that can't be real. And it's not. No, that was an actual thing that happened.
Yeah.
And that's where we are now.
Yeah,
that women are flashing their penises in the locker rooms. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
You could kick that guy right in the nuts. Get out of here.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm so over that shit. I am so over it, dude.
Well, you started out kind of hard today.
Yeah, I woke up on the right side of the bed. I'll tell you that.
Far right.
The right side of the bed.
Ooh.
Like that?
I like
That
that.
was a shitty.
That was a
hold on.
terrible.
Now that Title 42 is going to be gone, and our awesome heroes, the men and women who do patrol our borders, what kind of troubles are they going to see now?
People
You know what
I've
I mean?
spoken to who are a part of that world, the morale is like almost none because they have zero backing from the government.
No,
It'd be like your
none.
boss telling you, like, don't do your job.
Yeah.
Do your job as little as possible.
Well, we have much love. For,
We'll definitely
for
be.
those people.
Yeah, keep all the people out there that, as far as Border Patrol, anyone out on literally on the front line right now.
Yeah, do your best.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Keep them in your prayers. And
We love you guys and girls.
Absolutely. I think that's all the time we have for today, Lane.
Is that it?
It
Man,
is.
that was quick.
And that took up a lot of my energy.
That was basically one topic. I need a nap.
Yeah. I need an orange high C and I need a cherry high C and some orange slices.
Orange
Like a
slices.
soccer game.
Old school, dude.
You remember we played soccer?
We did the Green Machines.
We did Green Machines? Yeah, we were-
undefeated.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we were shitting on those little kids. Dude.
Yeah, we were.
We were like the fat big kids.
Used to love end of the game. We're like, ooh, what we got snack wise.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
You and I pretty much played goalie, but
Yeah.
hey,
I was a forward.
Get past me.
I had wheels.
No, you didn't have wheels.
Yep.
Yeah, one of them was a little squeaky.
A little squeaky. That's right. Nowadays, I got a squeaky wheel for sure. Again, I can't stress it enough. I really want to keep all the Border Patrol agents and all the military who are down there and the National Guard.
Anybody involved?
Anyone living on the border towns right now, and to keep them in our prayers. And we hope the best for everybody.
Yeah, I
And
hope everybody stays
I
safe.
hope our government at the 11th hour comes out and helps to fix the situation. I don't see it happening, but
You would hope so.
I'm going to hope for the best.
Yeah.
I know today wasn't as upbeat as usual. I don't think it was as funny as we've had in the last few, but I'm pretty passionate about what's going on right now. And I think it's just really important that we get as much information out as we can, because they don't, there's not a lot of people out there talking about this stuff right now. There's a couple of news stations here and there, but we got to do our part.
Like I said, wake up on the right side of the bed.
That's on the right side of the bed, baby.
Yeah.
I like that. If you're new to the podcast, I'm Cameron. This is my brother Lane. We're here to spread the word and talk about stuff that we think is relevant in the world,
Yeah.
and promote the fact that being a patriot isn't a terrible thing.
Being a man isn't bad.
Being a man's not a bad thing, and to be proud of being American. Yeah, and if you guys like what you're hearing, please help spread the word.
Help open up people's eyes.
Like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok. Oh my God, I hate this part.
We'll get it one day.
Hey, you all know better than I do. We're all over the place, baby. Just come check us out.
Patriot Twins
Twins Podcast.